Hey team, how's it going? Today we're going to go over how we plan routes for overlanding, off-roading, camping, whatever you want to call it. Basically, the only piece of hardware you'll need is your smartphone. We use an iPhone 7 just because it's what we have, but literally any smartphone will work. Android, iOS, doesn't matter. All the apps we use are software operating system agnostic, so you don't need to buy a special piece of equipment. You don't need to buy a tablet for your car when you're just getting started. Use your phone. It's what you got. It's cheap. For our backup navigation, we do use a Samsung Galaxy Tab A that we bought off Amazon for like 120 bucks. It's definitely a good piece of hardware to have in case of emergencies. If your main GPS goes down, you'll have a second one. And it's only 100 bucks. But if you're just getting started out, your smartphone's fine. You don't need anything else. The only app we use for navigating off-road is Gaia GPS. Now, in full transparency, they do give us a year's free premium membership, and we worked with them on a commercial a couple months back. But they did not pay us for this review in any way. Gaia GPS basically lets you download all sorts of maps for your use off-road, and that's what makes our planning really easy. You don't have to bounce back and forth between paper maps and Google Maps and a bunch of different spots. We can do it all in the app. We found the easiest way to find dirt roads is to overlay the motor vehicle use maps on top of the satellite imagery so you can easily find what dirt roads you're actually allowed to drive on. A lot of national forests have dirt roads, but they're often closed. Even if you can see them from satellite, doesn't mean that you're allowed to drive on them. Green means motor vehicle use route is open year-round, so those are ones you can take in December, you can take in June. Doesn't matter what time of year, they're generally open and easy to go on. You won't find a lot of snow problems or anything like that. Orange routes are only open part of the year. Some of that is for calving season, as we ran into in Montana. Some of that is just for snowpack and making sure that the roads are nice and dry so people aren't destroying them by traveling on roads when they're muddy. Now, red roads depends on the national forest what red actually means. It could mean motorcycle, it could mean ATV, it could also mean that it's only open 1 or 2 months of the year. So in order to find what that is, you'll have to navigate to each national forest webpage and find out. What you need to do is go to Google and type in the name of the national forest you're looking in and the word MVUM. And when that happens, you'll pull up their webpage and you'll be able to click for the motor vehicle use maps. There's a PDF link. It'll be on that first page. That's usually the top 2 results on Google. Once you're there, you can load the PDF, and then in that PDF, it'll give you a list of roads. You find the road name that you want, and it will tell you what the restrictions are on that road. So if it's less than 50 inches in vehicle width, it'll say that. If it's motorcycles only, it'll say that. If it's only open June 1st to June 2nd every other year, it'll say that. These PDFs are exactly what you would receive if you went to a ranger station and actually picked them up in person. So if you do want to print these out and have a hard copy, that's a good thing you should do. GPS isn't always reliable. Sometimes in canyons you won't get GPS service. Sometimes in forests you won't get GPS service. And sometimes your phone just decides to die for no reason. So you don't want to be stranded out there. Always carry a paper map. If you don't want to go to the ranger station and pick these motor vehicle use maps up for free, you can print these off and download them at home. Once you find where you want to go, you can create a route in Gaia. Change it to the driving mode with a little Jeep icon. That'll let the roads automatically snap to where you're going. So you don't have to approximate corners and do a click every 2 feet like you do in the other apps. Gaia actually lets you to click one place, click the next place, boom, it'll automatically snap around those corners so you don't have to worry about it, and your route is much more accurate when you're actually out there trying to navigate with it. If you're looking for a free option and you don't want to pay for the yearly subscription in Gaia, you can download Avenza Maps, and from there you can download all the motor vehicle use maps that are available into your app and use them offline just like you would with Gaia. However, the other maps you can download are not nearly as good. You definitely can download motor vehicle use maps using Avenza, but it's much harder, and for me at least, it's much easier to pay the $40 a year for a Gaia Premium. Even though tech is great and GPS is a must-have, you should always have a paper backup too. Picking up paper maps from a ranger station has a secondary benefit, and then you can talk to the rangers and get the most up-to-date road conditions. You can ask if there's snow on your route. You can ask if there's downed trees. Rangers are super polite and will give you the information that you need. If you don't want to take the time to go out of your way to go to the ranger stations, you can buy paper maps online from nationalforestmapstore.com. I would normally recommend the National Geographic paper maps, especially since they actually include the Great Western Trail in most of its route. However, we found them to be highly inaccurate, so I would save your money and actually buy the National Forest maps. That's how we plan our off-roading and overlanding adventures, so if you have any questions, let us know in the comments below and we'll answer them as they roll in. Thanks, see you next time.